Good afternoon, boys and girls. Today is Friday, March 27th, and we're starting out with our morning videos. Well, afternoon videos today. But I'm going to start out with our math section and with our math homework. I'm going to be sending you home today a few extra practices since we have the weekend coming up if you'd like to continue practicing over the weekend. Remember, all of this is optional, so you don't really have to do them if Mommy and Daddy don't want you to do them. But if you want to do them on your own and continue your learning, then I would love that. So what we're going to start with is today I'm going to send you your math homework for 13 and 14. And then I'm also, for extra practice, going to send you day 15 and day 16. Now, 15's a little awkward. You're going to have to read to see what that sneaky leprechaun did. But be very careful when you're working on these, as they have a few little tricky wordings that are going to be going on with them. So make sure you read them carefully and pay close attention to what they're asking you to solve. Next up for math, Miss Bowden is going to be giving you a couple of math journals to do over the weekend. The first one is going to deal with our place value again. So we've got a couple of different numbers, and at the bottom of the page right here, they're going to give you something Miss Bowden calls expanded form. Now, all that is taking the number and the place value that each number's in and saying how much it's worth. So for example, Miss Bowden's going to give you one. We've got the number 46. How many tens in 46? 4 tens, very good. How many ones in 46? 6 ones, very good. Okay, let's go back to those tens, those 4 tens. How much are those 4 tens worth? Very good. The 4 tens are worth 40. And how much are those 6 ones worth? Very good, 6. So all we're doing is writing that simple equation for each value of each number. 46, 46. I'm saying them as I'm writing them. So that's what that review worksheet is going to be on. That's your first math journal. Then the second one I'm going to send as review is part, whole. So it's a bunch of different clovers that look like they're on the domino. And what it gives you is it's going to give you a part. It's missing a part, and you have the whole right there. So you need to find that missing part. So I would draw in either circles, or you can try drawing in some clovers. But figure out the missing part in order to get the whole. Pretty simple review. It's just our addition going on. But remember, part, whole. Okay, after that, Miss Bowden's going to give you a alligator's mouth. What does the alligator like to eat? Very good. The alligator always eats the bigger number. So I'm going to give you just a simple alligator's mouth worksheet page to compare. And remember, draw your alligator's mouth eating the bigger number. But if both numbers are the same, then what are they? Equal. Very good. They are the same number, so that means that they're equal. Another review page I'm going to send. Oh, you guys are going to love this one. We haven't done these in a little while, but these are our sprints. So remember, when you got a sprint, you want to work down the row. And parents, we give them 60 seconds to complete as many as they can. And then we review the answers, and we try to beat our score by at least one more on the very next sprint. So these sprints are going to be simple addition, but it's going to be missing an add-in, which is missing a part. So you need to figure out and count up to help you figure out what that part is. So we've got sprint A and sprint B to do, and this is what it looks like. Now, if you don't finish them in the 60 seconds, Miss Bowden highly suggests that you just go ahead and complete the entire page and see how long maybe it might take you to complete the page. But those are our little practice sprints that we're going to do to get our fluency rolling. Miss Bowden kind of wants to do a big review weekend on basic addition numbers, so you know what two parts equal that basic whole in numbers 0 through 10. And we're going to also take those little tricks to help us from 0 to 20. All right, now going back to those reviewing of basic facts 0 to 10, Miss Bowden wants you to think of all the ways that you remember how to make 10. Now, remember our trick. If you're not sure, draw the rainbow way. So what we start out is we do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Write your numbers 0 through 10 and then connect them. The first two numbers get connected, so you know 0 plus 10 equals 10. The next two get connected. 1 plus 9 equals 10. Then the next two, 2 plus 8 equals 10. And then the next, 3 plus 7 equals 10. We've got 4 plus 6 equals 10. But what do we notice? 5 is left over by itself. So when it's that means it's a double, and we connect it to itself. And so it would be 5 plus 5 equals 10. Those were all the ways to make 10. So you're going to take that to help you solve bigger numbers. So here's a board game that you can play with Lego pieces or quarters or any piece that you want to use to mark off for it. And you just move along the board game by adding those 3 digits together, but thinking of easier ways to make that answer, such as finding the 10 in the 3 numbers you're adding, because you know 10 and any number make a team number. Those were quite simple. 10 and 2 make 12. 10 and 7, 17. Good job. Those are nice and quick and easy. All right. Here's another fun timed addition fluency to practice. So this is called a core sprint fluency. It looks just like a sprint, except it's got way more problems. It's got 15 more problems on there. Miss Bowden's going to give you 90 seconds to solve as many as you can in that. And these are all your basic facts, 0 through 10, for adding. Now, if you don't finish in those 90 seconds, Miss Bowden would like you to figure out maybe how long it might take you to finish the page. I would love for you to finish the page, just so you're getting used to knowing your facts. And these are missing add-ins again, which is that part, whole. It's missing that part in there that you need to figure out. But it's, again, just simple review pages for us this weekend to do. All right, we're going to get into a few more simple review pages that Miss Bowden is going to be sending. Place value, I gave you some yesterday. These are nice and easy in review. So the first page I'm going to give you is the Ducky place value, just telling me how many 10s and 1s are in that number. And then here's your butterfly place value, where they give you the base 10 blocks, and you have to write how many are in that number. Now remember, if you've got a bunch of 1s and you can count at least 10 of them, what should you do? Circle your group of 10 so it's easier for you to recognize the entire number. Yeah, that'll help out a lot with it. Okay, and then last, let's see, we've got 2 more Miss Bowden's going to be sending you. I want to see if you remember your numbers, whether you add or subtract. So remember, if we're adding, your answer is going to be much bigger than your 2 numbers that you're putting together. And if you're subtracting, then the biggest number is always going to go first, and your 2 smaller numbers are going to be in the back of it. So you just have to put the plus sign or minus sign to make that sentence true. Tell me, are they adding or are they subtracting? And finally, your last page is ordering numbers from least to greatest. So you've got this first row right here that's going to be ordered on this first row. The second row is going to be ordered on the second row. And the third row is going to be ordered on the third row. So put them in order, cut them out and glue them, or just write them. It's up to you. But put them in order from least to greatest. What does that mean, least to greatest? Least means the smallest number, and greatest means the biggest number. So you're putting them from smallest to biggest. And those are all the worksheets for math class that Miss Bowden is going to be sending you for today and this weekend, in case you have extra time and you might get bored and decide, hey, I want to continue doing schoolwork because it's so much fun. Enjoy your math time.